Hi, it's me again, and it seems every day when you look at the newspaper website, someone's bashing the BBC. Again, not a euphemism, sadly. And this time, it's Jeremy Vine. Let's have a look. BBC is not relevant. Vine guest warns BBC must change or die. BBC Director General Tim Davie is set to announce the broadcaster will make cuts to its output in the coming weeks. However, critics have warned the BBC must change or it will become irrelevant. Well, it depends who you ask, doesn't it? Because if you ask someone like me, it's irrelevant already, But making cuts, it says they've got to make so many cuts. The BBC are always banging on about how many cuts they have to make, and I do not understand it. The licence fee gets them 3.2 billion quid a year with a B, and they make millions with commercial profit from UK TV, from BBC Studios, from BBC Productions Limited, from BBC Distribution Limited, from BBC America. They have endless companies under the umbrella using the name BBC that make commercial profit, plus 3.2 billion in licence fees. And yet they've got to keep making cuts. You can run a country on that kind of money, and yet they've got to keep making cuts. What are they doing with the money? The waste in the BBC is endemic. And the only way to really deal with the BBC is to close it down and start again from scratch, because the whole company must be a mess. If you can't run it without having to make huge cuts on 3.2 billion, something's really wrong, right? Something's got to be wrong there. It's not yet known which shows or channels will be axed when the cuts are announced, but it will help save 285 million. Tim explained, that's Tim Davie, the BBC Director General, the BBC's previous plan to do everything with every service was no longer viable and it needed to focus on its most popular content. I'd love to know where all the money goes. They have these buildings all over the country, massive buildings. They keep offices all over the world. For why? For why? You can still report the news from other countries. Just fly out there as you need to rather than keep offices there. Or team up with a local news channel. Same as like Sky News does. They team up with a foreign correspondent from one at like Fox News or something to talk to them when something's happening in America. You don't need your own people on the ground. How many millions a year would that save? That might be your 285 just there. But it's the waste, and I've mentioned it again with BBC News, is that, about 6 months ago, something like that, Tim said he's sacking off, making redundant 475 people from BBC News. 475 people. That's a huge cut. So what were they doing in the first place if they can just be cut like that? And how many are left? The BBC needs to start again from scratch, and it could possibly work. Certainly wouldn't need to make so many cuts, would it? So on the Jeremy Vine show, the guest Graham said the BBC needs to change or die. And then Storm mentioned Netflix before. We have said it this week that Netflix might be outdated by the people consuming media. The BBC is run by a 10-year charter, and I would contest it is run by 50-year-old sensibilities. Yeah, I think that's a fair point. They want to keep the licence fee because they've always had the licence fee. It's easy money. Not all traditions are good traditions. It's time to move on. It's just inconceivable that the BBC, without absolute catastrophic change, much, much bigger than this, is ever going to be relevant. I watch kids consume TV. The BBC is not prepared for that, and they are the consumers of the future. It's change or die, and like I said, this is just the start, really. Yeah, I don't know what the BBC could do to save itself in the future. I'm no expert in this sort of thing. But as I said before, how I see it is terrestrial TV is not dying yet. It's not dying yet. There's years left of terrestrial TV. So they could just go commercial. Or just keep BBC One and BBC News. I'm sure they'd get government funding to keep the rolling news channel in business, seeing as how they deal mostly with government propaganda. Take the tinfoil hat off. So do that, keep them commercial. But if you want to watch the good stuff, then you've got to pay the iPlayer subscription. Most tellies now have iPlayer built in, and there's government legislation coming to say that all new TVs and streaming sticks and everything must have BBC iPlayer built in and in a prominent position. That's coming. So they're ready to go. All they've got to do is put it behind a paywall. So if you want to watch EastEnders tonight, you've got to pay not your licence fee, it's the licence fee. You've got to pay a subscription for iPlayer. If you don't want to pay a subscription for iPlayer, you can watch it on a Sunday on an omnibus or something full of ads on the telly on BBC One. Isn't that the best way to do it, to suit everybody? Well, to be fair, it wouldn't suit the BBC very much, would it? Because they wouldn't get their 3.2 billion quid a year for doing bugger all, really, really wasteful, would they? So what do you think about this? I think the headline says it all. The Beeb must change or die. I think the headline says it all. Let me know what you think the BBC could do going forward to try and save themselves, if you want them to save themselves. It wouldn't bother me. It would not bother me at all if the BBC went down. Couldn't care less. Could not care less if that happened. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And while you're down there, maybe you'd like to consider hitting the subscribe button. It's completely free to do, and all it does is keep you up to date with the latest videos from the channel. Make sure you don't miss anything, show your support, and help this movement grow, and help this channel grow as well. So if you consider doing that, that would be great. And I will see you in another video again soon. Thanks for watching.